Which do you think plays a bigger factor in getting cancer? Your genes or your lifestyle? Genes versus habits, which is more impactful? I used to be convinced it was just a matter of time until I got cancer, as so many of my family members have died from cancer. That was until I learnt a lot more about it. This study might surprise you. Children adopted at birth, so clearly they have no biological link with their parents, their adopted parents. So if their adopted parents got cancer, the adopted kids shouldn't be at any risk, right? Well, that's not what studies show. And to bring the point home, the actual biological parents of kids in this situation that have got cancer, it's made no difference to whether the kids were more likely to also get it. Most people think the genes passed on from the biological parents would have a huge effect on the kids. But studies on over 1,000 adopted kids in Denmark showed that their biological parents getting cancer had no effect on the adopted kids, none whatsoever. But when the kids' adoptive parents got cancer before 50, the kids' cancer mortality risk increased by 5 times. The adoptive parents didn't pass on genes, but they passed on habits, which play a much bigger role. When some people are diagnosed with cancer, depression, diabetes, and many other chronic conditions, they assume they were simply unlucky in a genetic lottery and further assume there's nothing that can be done, that's just the way things go sometimes. But what counts is whether the genes are expressed. Even if you have a higher genetic predisposition for something like cancer, that does not mean that you are certain to get it, especially with cancer. If your habits are aligned with the things that make it more likely to express that higher predisposition, then you're more likely to get it. And there are many factors that increase one's chance of getting cancer. One is living a life exposed to high amounts of stress over a prolonged period of time. 2, eating large amounts of processed food. 3, a sedentary lifestyle. 4, large amounts of inflammation within the body. And there's many other factors as well. Nobel Prize winner Elizabeth Blackburn, in her book The Telomere Effect, said, "Genes load the gun, but the environment pulls the trigger." Now, we can change how those genes are expressed. Our genes, they're regulated by things in our control: our diet, nutrients, phytonutrients, toxins, stress, infections, and other sources of inflammation. This is all excellent fertilizer for soil in a garden of our body. Genes are blueprints. Epigenetics means the environment. Now we can alter the environment and we can change our perception, meaning then the genes are under our control. We're not under the control of genes, we control them. Genes control less than 1% of disease. There are very few diseases that are caused because of one gene. 99% of disease didn't come from the genes, it came from lifestyle and environment. And that's where epigenetics is the controlling factor. By being in control of your habits, you have a far higher chance of positively expressing your genes. And your lifestyle and your habits go hand in hand.